mind. How would you begin to decide between following their dream or seeing it disappear forever? Rob Bowen's fixated on making a fresh start down under.
The passion I have for moving to Australia is really very strong. I think Australia's got everything, really.
But wife Amy doesn't share his Australian dream.
How can you be so obsessed with somewhere that you've never actually been to?
So when a trial week in the country sees her faced with an impossible choice...
I've got my husband and my family. You have no idea. No idea.
Will Rob's dream be over before it's begun?
If it doesn't go the way that I want it to, I'm going to be absolutely gutted, I really am.
Australia's the #1 choice when Brits fantasise about a life on foreign shores. The 114-year-old country's average of 300 days of sunshine a year and the laid-back lifestyle that affords are a huge draw for UK residents seeking a new beginning. But it isn't always the promised land, and almost a third of those making the move return home each year with their dreams in shreds. Ahead of Rob Bowen lies just 1 week to discover if Australia can live up to his expectations and persuade wife Amy the opportunities the country offers are worth breaking close bonds at home. Then the couple will face a decision which will change their lives forever, whether to remain at home in the UK or leave loved ones behind for a new life thousands of miles away. 3 flights and a full day in the air has seen Rob and Amy travel 10,000 miles from Birmingham to Adelaide, and they're pretty exhausted.
I'm feeling quite tired, I don't know about you.
Yeah, we left the house about 28 hours ago, so it's been a long time.
Despite the long trip, Rob's ecstatic to be on Australian soil for the first time.
It feels fantastic to finally be here, to be honest. I did joke with Amy that when we landed in bed I was going to go outside and kiss the tarmac.
But he's already anxious about what lies ahead.
I'm a little bit nervous about kind of what's going to come out of this. I'm sort of taking it for granted that I'm going to love the place, but it's clearly not as clear-cut as that.
I think you've already made your mind up, and you made it up a few years ago. I haven't, but I'm just going to take in everything that I possibly can to try and make a decision on what happens with our lives next, I suppose.
Having finally reached Australia, Rob faces the biggest challenge of his life in the next few days, persuading his wife to move to the other side of the world. The Bowens are from Wolverhampton. They're Rob, Amy and their 2 dogs, Fletcher and Finnegan. Rob lives and breathes one dream in life.
I've had the Australia dream for about 10 years now.
Rob's best friend travelled around Australia, and tales on his return set in motion Rob's desire to move down under.
He did nothing but speak really, really highly of the country. And I guess that kind of inspired me, and ever since then, it's always been in the back of my mind. The passion I have for moving to Australia is really very strong. Having kind of good weather for a large portion of the year just enables you to enhance your lifestyle so much more, really.
Rob investigated making the move some time ago, but unable to secure a visa, his hopes were dashed. But a visa could now be possible, and having recently endured 3 major heart operations in as many years, Rob's ready to reconsider his Australian ambitions.
It makes you realise that life is very precious, you know. You never really know what's around the corner.
Now, with a clean bill of health, he's determined to make the most of life.
I personally want to live life the way I want to live it, and that's a massive part of why I want to move to Australia.
But unfortunately, wife Amy doesn't share the desire to move down under.
How can you be so obsessed with somewhere that you've never actually been to? It's ludicrous. It's madness.
Ever since the couple met a few years ago, the issue's been a constant thorn in Amy's side.
It comes up every day in conversation, at least once, if not several times.
Yeah, I guess I'd call it a mild obsession.
And Rob's constant badgering has begun to affect the couple's relationship.
I don't think anybody understands what it feels like to live with somebody who actually doesn't really want to be here.
I suppose it has put some pressure on us at times. We've perhaps had a couple of fallouts about it.
This isn't healthy to have this all the time hanging over us if we don't really know what direction we're going in, because Australia is just there all of the time.
Having married last year, Amy feels the issue needs to be put to bed once and for all.
I wouldn't be a very good wife if I didn't at least explore what you so badly want.
I don't want it to be just my dream for me, though. I want it to be my dream for us. I really believe that we would both have a better life there.
But Australia will have to deliver something truly magical for Amy to live her life in the UK. She's always had a close relationship with her mum, one which has only strengthened since her parents divorced 10 years ago.
She is my best friend. She understands me better than I understand myself sometimes.
I think I've never known anybody like as close to their mother as Amy is, and that's a fantastic thing.
She's always said, hasn't she, don't ever let me be a reason for you to stay. And whatever you do, I will support you. But I think perhaps behind closed doors, it's not quite as cut and dried as that. You know, if we were to have a baby, that would be quite hard for her to not be a part of.
Leaving would also mean an end to Amy's daily visits to see her granddad. An original £10 pom he pulled out of emigrating at the last minute, but believes she should now make the move he didn't. Amy, though, would struggle to put half a world between them.
I think I'm closer to my granddad now than what I ever have been.
Rob understands he'll be putting his wife in an impossible situation.
Sometimes I feel bad for how much pressure I put on her to kind of go ahead with this. But I also kind of would be massively grateful to Amy to give us that opportunity to better ourselves and better our lives.
But for his sake, she's determined to give it a go.
I will go, I will try it, I will have a completely open mind, but if it's not right for me, I can't move to the other side of the world for him.
Rob's dream life down under will live or die in the next 7 days.
If we don't both fall in love with Australia and see that it's worth all of the upheaval and the heartache and stuff, then yeah, it absolutely could break that dream that I've had for years, so it is massively important.
I am so scared that if we get back and it's not for me and it doesn't feel right, that I have got to be the one to say that it isn't going to happen, and he will be heartbroken, actually heartbroken.
The Bowens are spending their trial week in Adelaide, capital of South Australia. The green lush city offers a bustling urban mecca within a serene setting. And with almost 20 miles of sun-soaked beaches, it's a firm favourite with Brits seeking a fresh start down under. Home for the week is Brighton, one of Adelaide's popular seaside suburbs. Will their first taste of Aussie living live up to Rob's expectations?
It's big.
Yeah, it is. Open plan.
Not much of a garden. It's certainly,
Little bijou, isn't it? Yeah. The barbecue doesn't look in working order.
I don't think you're going to be
I'm not
barbecuing
going to
on
barbecue
that.
on that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it certainly leaves a lot to be desired.
It's not the start Rob was hoping for, but it hasn't dampened his spirits.
I'm still slightly in shock, I think, that we're actually here. I've thought about it for so long, and I'm still slightly haven't got my head around the idea that we're actually here in Australia.
Although anxious, he's hoping the country will sell itself over the next week.
I suppose my main nervousness is around how Amy's going to feel about it all, and I'm very aware that I don't want to kind of pressure her into anything. I want her to kind of see all the fantastic things that it offers for herself.
I'm hoping that Australia will do the talking for me. If Rob's got to sit down and try and talk me into coming, then I don't think in my mind it would be the right thing to do.
Whether the country will meet Rob's expectations and win Amy over will become clear over the next few days. In the UK, both Amy and Rob are content with their 3-bedroom semi-detached home.
I love my house. I think I fell in love with it quite soon after we walked into the door.
I don't think either of us see it as a forever home by any means, but I guess as our first home together, I think it's done us pretty well.
So what would it take property-wise to tempt Amy down under?
Upstairs.
I don't think we've got a massive list of must-haves, have we?
And upstairs.
Yeah, okay, upstairs for you. Swimming pool isn't quite a must-have, but it's pretty close. Within walking distance of a beach would be fantastic, yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere really nice for our family to stay. Home is important to me. I take great pride in it. And I think if it wasn't as much as what I would hope it would be, I would find that really difficult.
The couple would initially rent down under if Rob can persuade Amy to make the move and have a budget of £1,500 a month. To show them what that could get them in Adelaide, we've arranged for them to view 3 properties, 2 close to their budget and a third which could be their dream home. The day gets underway in Moana, a coastal suburb 24 miles south of the city. With good transport links and a beach literally at the back door, this 4-bedroom, 2-storey property could be perfect for the couple. Straight away, Amy's spellbound.
I'm gobsmacked, actually.
Yeah.
How close we are to the sea.
Yeah. Wow. Pool table.
And a bar.
Do you get that as part of the package? Fantastic.
It's quite the entrance room, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a promising start, and Amy's caught a glimpse of something to please Rob.
Oh, fantastic. Should have bought my swimming shorts.
Oh, it's sold already.
The large open living area has much more room than at home.
Wow.
Really spacious, isn't it?
Yeah. It feels really big in comparison to our house.
Massive, yeah.
This is exactly what I sort of imagined life to be like out here.
This house could be helping Rob sell the dream, a point he's quick to drive home.
I don't overplay it. This is kind of the dream, really. I'm serious. I'm deadly serious. This is what I'm talking about.
The view upstairs has Amy entranced.
Oh, this is so gorgeous. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, wow.
This is the master bedroom.
And the walk-in wardrobe, more importantly. God, that is incredible.
For an ensuite, that's quite a big ensuite, isn't it, really?
And the property's got Rob feeling all paternal.
Imagine being able to bring up a child here and kind of overlooking that beautiful view. What could you ask for?
It's been a great start for Rob, but if the price for this palace is beyond the couple's £1,500 rental budget, he could be back at square one.
I think it's about £2,000 English pounds a month to rent. Yeah.
I'm going to be optimistic and say £1,750 a month.
Right, shall I deliver the bad news?
Come on. Let's have a look. No. Oh my God. Incredible.
That's well within budget.
That's a lot lower than what I thought. I am genuinely really shocked.
I am, yeah.
We could comfortably afford to live
Yeah,
here.
unless I'm kind of taking a big wage cut to come over here, then yeah.
Yeah, comfortably.
With the day off to a positive start, the couple head on to view property number 2. It's located in the suburb of Marion. Although not as close to the beach as Moana, it is nearer to the city, meaning a shorter commute if the couple secure work there. This 4-bedroom 1960s property has been given a modern makeover, but will the meeting of old and new win Amy's approval?
I don't like it on first impressions. No, I don't like the entrance or any of so far.
It's not English at all, is it?
No.
Maybe that's because it's Australian, Rob.
This is almost quite oldie world English, actually, isn't it?
Make up your mind.
Don't you think? Like, almost like a sitting room, isn't it? Like a traditional English sitting room?
No, it doesn't have any character or... it just, to me, looks like a box.
Nah, can you say it with like stone walls and loads of window space? That's it. It's got no character. It's got character. It's just...
OK, not the character that I
yeah,
like.
it's different to your taste, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think it's got character.
This property's dividing opinion, and the large modern kitchen doesn't impress Amy either.
I don't know what to say. It doesn't go for me.
Yeah.
This is really
big
modern,
space.
and the rest is like... it just doesn't seem to work.
It is a big dark space, I think.
The kitchen might be gloomy, but Rob's determined to keep a sunny outlook.
The outside looks fantastic. Should we look at the outside? This is beautiful. What do you think?
Outside lies a perfect spot for entertaining, and Rob's quick to resume the hard sell.
Just imagine like having friends out from the UK, so having a barbie and having all your beers in the fridge and chilling on the table.
Yeah, this part of it is,
This is lovely.
lovely.
But while everything in the garden's rosy,
I do love this outside space.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Amy's just not sold on the interior.
The house itself could be beautiful, you know, if it was like decorated differently, more to our taste. You not think?
No,
I think it could.
no, I don't. I think it's the house and that's it. And if that's your style, fine, but that's not me.
And the bedroom's decor doesn't help win her round.
It's quite dark again, isn't it?
Yeah, really dark, really suppressive.
Rob's doing his best to stay upbeat.
Nice walk-in wardrobe for you, home.
Yeah, but you'd need a torch.
Wow, it's massive.
But Amy's mind's made up.
There's nothing in this house that is my taste, shall we say. It's a beautiful house and they've clearly spent a lot of money on it, but it's wasted on me because I just don't like that sort of thing.
The dark design may mean Rob's on a hiding to nothing with this house, but is it somewhere the couple could call home with their £1,500 a month rental budget?
What do you think?
Based on the last property, I think I'm going to say probably about £1,800 a month.
I'm going to say 1,700.
Okay.
Ready for this? No way. It's exactly the same as the last one.
It's well within reach, but Amy's not budging.
I think even how much it is per month to rent, it wouldn't swing it for me.
It'd be really fascinating to see kind of what we can get around here for a little bit more money if we push ourselves a bit more, or if we can earn a little bit more out here.
I dread to think.
We want to move out
Might get a butler.
Inspired by the price, if not the property, the couple head off to what could be their dream home. It's in Semaphore South, a coastal suburb 30 minutes drive from Adelaide City. With the beach just a stone's throw away and lively cafes within walking distance, could this three-bedroom house with its bright modern design be the perfect pad?
This is immense.
That sounds like a positive reaction.
This is incredible.
I don't even know where to start.
Kitchen's beautifully done.
With large windows throughout, this house is anything but dark and dingy.
We've got a pool.
No.
That's a good pool as well.
It's perfectly styled, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
this is gorgeous.
a styled, beautiful house. That's what it is.
But Amy's thinking practically.
You see, it's like something out of a magazine that would be really hard to maintain with... We have two great big dogs that are going to come in from the beach soaking wet and just slide along the tiles. Do you know what I mean? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's things that
Could leave the dogs at home.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
There's plenty of space for Amy's belongings.
More stories than we would ever need.
I wouldn't say that.
Do you think?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I could fill those.
And the master bedroom impresses too. The ensuite offers pure luxury.
Oh my God, what even is that? Look at the shower.
I don't even know how that
It's like a
works.
twin shower.
This is absolutely beautiful.
This is...
Jacuzzi as well.
While the bedroom's balcony offers ocean views,
The view is not too bad either.
it's not picture perfect for Amy.
There's two great big trees blocking what you're paying all that money for. They would do my head in.
I think you are being quite picky.
You might be right there, Rob. This house could offer the couple luxury living, even if trees spoil the view. But will it be out of reach of the couple's £1,500 monthly rental budget?
I think it's definitely over £2,000 a month.
Yeah, I would say about 2,300 a month.
Right then, shall we have a look what the damage is?
Yeah.
Wait. I'm really shocked at that.
It could still be within the couple's reach, but Amy's just not convinced.
It doesn't sway me at all, though.
I'm just really taken aback that you could have something as wow as this for £1,700 a month.
It hasn't made me think any differently about it, though. I still feel exactly the same as I did before I knew how much it would cost to rent.
I do understand that what you say is absolutely valid, that it's as beautiful as it is, it's not entirely practical for us, I suppose.
Rob and Amy's hunt for a possible home has shown just how far their money could stretch in Adelaide. Property 1 was a hit, and somewhere the couple could both imagine as home. Property number 2 had a gorgeous garden, but its gloomy interior just didn't impress. And though the final house was a showstopper, the thought of paw prints on the patio was a turn-off for Amy. So, have Aussie Homes helped or hindered Rob's wish for a new life down under?
Based on the properties that we've seen today around Adelaide, our vote is going to go to... Australia.
Australia.
Good choice.
That was a bit of a no-brainer, really.
It was. I think it's got to be the easiest vote we're going to have this week, I'd like to think.
Yeah, I've been more than pleasantly surprised by what we can afford. It would be stupid for me to not vote for Australia, I think, so...
A vote for Australia from Amy is a step in the right direction for Rob, but there's still a long way to go if he's to convince her to make the move. Finding the right career prospects could help. Rob's the main visa applicant. Back in the UK, he works in telecommunications.
I work as part of a sales team effectively. I do kind of network designs and customer workshops.
Amy's a beauty therapist.
I love my job. I love it. I used to work for the bank when I left school initially and I hated it.
Rob's hoping to find a role similar to his current one down under.
I love my job and I don't really see myself doing anything massively different in the future, to be honest. I see myself within the same industry doing a similar type of role.
And while Amy does enjoy her job, she's not so keen on the late nights and weekend working, so is looking for something more 9 to 5.
For me, a move to Australia is about us having a better quality of life, more time together as family.
As the main breadwinner, a move would hinge on Rob finding a well-paid job.
If we were to go over there and find out that we were going to be financially less well off, then it would make it very difficult for us to justify moving over there.
It would be a no.
It would make it difficult.
With Rob's hopes riding on the day, the couple set out to explore what work options Adelaide has to offer. First up, Rob meets with expat Declan O'Callaghan, Managing Director of a telecommunications company. He's keen to discover if the world of telecoms is different down under.
Technology is the same. So whether you're deploying something highly sophisticated or something simple, you'll be doing exactly the same thing from the UK as what you would be doing here. I think all of your skills will be transferable over.
Do you think that there's potential for me to find work out here?
We're always looking to recruit great people, and I think your skill sets and what you're bringing to Australia, I'd love to have a further conversation with you.
Brilliant. It's great to hear.
It's sounding promising for Rob. Across town, Amy's meeting Tanya Walsh, Managing Director of an Adelaide-based beauty products company.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, welcome. Amy's keen to explore other options in the beauty business, which would give her more regular hours.
A customer service role, I can see you would fit in perfectly, A, because you've had previous customer service experience in both, the banking sector and in beauty therapy.
That sounds great.
Her skills could be a plus. And the hours?
We work in extended days, so it's 8 o'clock in the morning till 5:30 of the evening. Everyone has a Friday off.
Fantastic. That sounds really good, getting a Friday and Saturday off.
It could be the perfect role for Amy, but would an opening exist?
There is going to be quite dramatic expansion within the company, so there would be opportunities for roles coming up that suit you. So we'd love you to put forward an application.
Fantastic, thank you.
It's proved a promising visit for Amy. Back with Declan, Rob's talking money.
Someone with your skill set and attributes in our organisation would be about the 110 to 120,000 mark.
120,000 Australian dollars equates to approximately £65,500.
That sounds like a little bit of a drop on what I'm currently earning in the UK.
In fact, Rob would earn almost £10,000 a year less in Adelaide. His dream could be slipping from his grasp. Could Amy's salary help out?
On average, our customer service representatives earn around $50,000 a year plus their super.
Wow, that's quite impressive.
That's over £27,000 per year, almost double what Amy currently earns in the UK. So, with more time off and a large uplift in salary, could Amy be beginning to see the appeal in emigrating?
I would go as far as to say I'm gobsmacked. It sounds perfect, almost too good to be true.
It's not been such a positive day for Rob, though.
I guess I feel slightly deflated. I'd want to be coming over here with a pay rise, if I'm entirely honest, rather than what we just talked about, which is effectively a pay reduction. So it's not been exactly the sort of answer I was looking for today.
So will their day discovering Adelaide's employment opportunities see the couple choose the UK or Australia?
So, based on what we've done today with our work opportunities in Australia, the country that we're going to go for is...
Undecided.
You have.
I have very solid reasons for it.
Okay.
I think based on the conversation I've had today, the particular opportunity is a fantastic guy, but I don't think his business is large enough to pay me the sort of money that I want.
For me, the work opportunities that I would have out here, even though it wouldn't be what would get us out here in the first place, are actually really exciting. So, for me, Australia.
A day exploring work options has seen tables turned. While Amy's excited about her potential career down under, it may now be Rob who's beginning to question if a move would actually be in the couple's best interests. So will a chilled-out day, Aussie style, help remind him why he's had this long-held dream? A popular weekend pastime for young couples in Adelaide is to visit one of the area's vineyards. So Rob and Amy head to a local winery to enjoy a tour. and a tipple or two. After a look around in the sunshine, Helen's on hand to give the couple a taste of the local vintage.
There we go. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah. And taste that nice citrus sort of characters and yeah, exactly. It's a lovely little wine.
You don't want to spit it out?
Thanks.
Quite right, Amy.
I'm intrigued by the label on that one.
These are all dogs that are from people on our mailing list, and every year we change the label. So
Oh, that's
and
such a lovely
yeah,
thing
so-
to
Can we get on the mailing list and say that?
Yes, of course. If you've got a dog,
Yeah,
yes.
you've got two. Ellen, thank you so much for that. We really enjoyed it. Can we please have a bottle of the rosé, please?
Certainly.
With Amy in a mellow mood, Rob seizes the opportunity to ask what she makes of Australia so far.
Surprisingly good. I was hoping that, as part of my grand master plan, that it wouldn't actually go this well so far. Everything feels quite familiar almost and quite comfortable.
Literally from the first moment we got here, I just felt like it just feels right, you know. Everything feels right.
It's everything that you wanted it to be.
Yeah, so far it is, yeah.
I see that. I see how happy you are here and, yeah.
You feel it too?
I feel the pressure.
Today's been the taste of what life down under could be like, and Rob's definitely sold.
This to me is exactly what the Australian dream is all about, you know. It's about kind of spending your spare time in a beautiful place like this. This is exactly what I want.
I knew he would get here and he would love everything about Australia. There would be nothing that could possibly deter him from wanting to live here.
Choosing Australia in both votes so far, Amy has seen the country's appeal, meaning she's now beginning to wrestle with the thought of leaving the UK.
All of this is so incredible, but without your family, I don't know if I could do it. I wanted to come and have reasons to say no. That it wasn't right for us, it wasn't right for me, but actually I'm here and I don't feel that way.
So, will Amy's vote keep Rob's dream moving in the right direction?
Based on the lifestyle activities that we've enjoyed today, our vote goes to Australia.
Australia.
It's fantastic to see that you're seeing the same things that I'm seeing. You understand that we could be really happy here.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And what we've done today has proved how much more we can do with life instead of in the UK. You know, yeah, from that point of view, I think it was always going to be Australia.
With a clean sweep of votes for Australia from Amy so far, Rob's hopes for a life down under could be within reach, but the finances will need to stack up. Although they'd rent in Adelaide, the couple would sell their house in the UK to help fund a move. They think it's worth around £140,000. To see if their valuation's correct, we sent round 2 local estate agents.
Right, should we get this over and done
Let's
with?
do it.
It's a nice spacious lounge. And it features the bay fronted window, which is nice. It opens the room up a little bit more.
The rear living room is of quite a good size, and I can see that certain work has been carried out here. Right, we're in the kitchen now, and the first thing I noticed is that it is quite small. Typical of this period of house.
Nice sized family bathroom. The suite's been replaced in the last few years.
Well, we're now in the master bedroom, and again this has been decorated to a good standard. It's very appealing.
Office room here, quite nice. It's been redecorated. They've kept it in line with the characteristics of the property. A nice room. If you're looking to market this property today, I'll be looking to market it at £152,000 to £160,000. They're looking for a quick sale, then we're looking at £132,000.
If we were to market the house, we would initially offer it for sale at a figure of 165, and if a quick sale is required, we'd expect a figure of 160.
Really pleasantly surprised, to be fair. We could be looking at maybe as much as kind of even 25 grand more than we expected, maybe.
Certainly a lot more money than I think we both thought that it was worth.
Really positive.
Yeah.
They're encouraging valuations, but what about the cost of living in Australia versus the UK?
Shall we have a look then?
Yeah, let's.
I'll let you do the honours, I think.
We've prepared a comparison of costs, beginning with the weekly grocery shop.
So I'm quite surprised by some of these, actually. I mean, to be fair, steak, I think we've already kind of seen that, haven't we? Like,
Yeah.
the meat out here seems to be quite a lot cheaper. That one doesn't surprise me, but things like fruit juice.
Wine is more expensive. Peppers, salad and stuff is more expensive.
Yeah.
Gosh, what's that one? That's so much cheaper. Rice is a lot cheaper.
So how does the weekly shopping bill add up?
£12.99.
Worse off.
Worse off per week, yeah.
So what's that times 4?
£51.96.
Per month. Worse
Yeah.
off.
Peanuts.
An extra £50 per month for food hasn't put Rob off. But how do the bigger numbers add up? The couple currently pay a mortgage of £685 a month in the UK. Basing their sums on the rent for the first house they viewed, their monthly property costs down under would more than double.
So, difference is minus 745. It's quite a big difference.
No enough.
Taking on board all the other Australian outgoings, the couple would be spending £152 more per month down under, a deficit of around £2,000 a year. But Amy's salary would receive a healthy boost in Australia, and paying less tax would actually see Rob's increase too.
I mean, the big one there is you, isn't it? That's a massive difference between the UK number and the Aussie number.
So taking salaries into account, would the couple be better off down under?
We would be better off by £1,343
Yeah.
and 38 pence.
Per month.
Yeah.
Moving could see their bank balance increase by £16,000 a year.
What do you think?
It's in black and white.
It is, yeah. I'm really quite shocked at that, actually, because it all looks a lot better than I could have ever imagined, to be honest.
The figures sort of speak for themselves, don't they? It's good. I can go shopping.
And that should aid Rob's case even further.
Based upon the cost of living in Australia, our vote goes to...
Australia.
Australia.
They're pretty easy ones, to be honest.
Yeah. The money pretty much speaks for itself, really, I think. And there's enough money left over for us to do things like the nice holidays, flights home, perhaps, as and when we want/need to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, another Australia vote.
Consistent.
All week, Amy's been won round by the opportunities Australia could offer. But Rob's about to face his biggest obstacle. The thought of Amy leaving her close family at home. Will hearing from them prove a final fatal setback for his plans? We've put together a DVD of messages to let the couple hear how family and friends are feeling back in the UK.
I'm not looking forward to this at all.
This has got to be the hardest part of it all, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah. Right.
We'll do it together.
Hiya, Amy. Hiya, Rob.
Hello, you two.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Amy. Hey, guys. Hope you've had a fantastic week. Greg?
No, I'm just not talking till he comes back. I'm only joking. Guys, hope you had a really, really good week.
Hi, Rob. Hi, Amy.
Rob's a great character. Rob's my older brother from another mother.
Best mate, great laugh, great fun.
Amy would do anything for you.
She's a nice girl. She's my best friend, Amy, without a doubt. I don't say that loosely, she is.
She's my everything. And she breathes in and I breathe out.
They will be so sorely missed should they decide to go and live in Australia.
I really would miss her. She has been a godsend to me.
We won't try and stop you going, but when it actually comes to the put to, it's a different kettle of fish. And,
Our relationship goes beyond mother and daughter. She's my best friend.
If it is you decide to go, we'll miss you terribly. There's no doubt about that.
If what you've seen is what you want and it's right for you both, grasp it with both hands. And we both wish you both the best of luck.
We look forward to seeing you when you come home.
And I'll be at the airport way before I should to get you back home.
You're right.
It's really hard. I've never seen your mum like that either.
It's tough to say. Really tough.
This is what I've been worried about all week. No matter how great things have been, this is just always what's been in the background for me.
Yeah, it does put some perspective on it, I suppose.
With Amy consistently voting for Australia, it had looked like she'd been won over by the idea of starting a new life down under. But with messages from home proving heartbreaking for both her and Rob, will the couple now decide the emotional cost of a move is just too high a price to pay? He's dreamt of the country for a decade, and from the second he touched down, Rob seemed convinced Australia's where he should be.
At times, I suppose, it's kind of bordered on a little bit of an obsession in the past. And I think coming here has arguably made that even worse. I think from the moment I landed, I felt like I was at home.
Time spent in Adelaide has also shown Amy there's some merit to the dream life Rob's been chasing for so long.
This week's been lots of highs, more highs than I expected actually. I've come here and I've felt really at home.
But thoughts of family in the UK have threatened to overshadow any upsides.
The last couple of days, I suppose, the doubts and the worries about family have started to creep in. And if things happen back home, I don't know, heaven forbid someone was in a car accident or you're not there, you're a long way away.
The couple are about to decide where they'll spend the rest of their lives. And Rob's pinning his hopes on Amy thinking Australia's the answer.
I'm genuinely not too sure which way it's going to go. If it doesn't go the way that I want it to, I'm going to be absolutely gutted, I really am.
I only came here because I love Rob so much and it would have been so much easier if I hadn't seen it.
I think deep down she knows that whatever she decides, somebody's going to end up getting hurt.
I feel like I've got the weight of the world on my shoulders, Rob. I've got my husband and my family. You have no idea. No idea.
So has Amy seen enough to grant her husband's wish of a life in Australia? Or will the pull of family see Rob's decade of dreaming dashed?
We've had a fantastic week in Adelaide, so based on all of that, our vote for the week goes to... Australia. Such a cop-out. You are such a hypocrite.
I always said I wouldn't do this.
You always said you wouldn't do this.
I can't call it either way.
I think you're a massive cop-out, but I understand what you're saying. Perhaps we do need to take that little bit more time to think about what we want to do. Or do you do?
Could we do 6 months of the year in the UK and 6 months of the year in Australia?
Costs a fortune.
And you know what? We said all along, no matter what happens, as long as we're together, it doesn't matter. What a week.
What a week. Can't believe you bottled it at the end.
Despite the country living up to his expectations and best efforts, it seems Rob's still some way off persuading Amy to leave the UK and her family. His dream of life in Australia may be over for now, but who knows, at some point in the future, the Bowens could yet be packing for a move down under. Wherever their future lies, we hope it's a happy one.
So, did Rob manage to persuade Amy to make the move? Find out what happened next online on the programme's website.